Good morning.
Look at it's us.
It's us. We're a pair of cupcakes today.
And we're in person. We got the 2 pictures over there. We're like double trouble.
Double trouble.
Uh-oh.
The challenge being Anita's got to keep an eye on you guys on her phone.
Yeah,
So
I'm trying.
She's looking down, but it's not because she doesn't want to look at it.
I'm trying to log in and get all that organized.
Because, you know.
And there we go.
And there we go.
And
So
I have a
we
little
are.
chunk of Java. And oh my
Absolutely.
gosh. So it's a 20-minute drive, 25 minutes to come to Cheryl's house.
Okay, well that's.
From my house. And it is so beautiful out there today.
I think that landed underneath your feet.
We have horror frost. So if you know what that is, it's not horror like horror. Horror. It's not horror.
Horror story.
Yeah,
horror.
It's not that horror, and it's not the other horror. It's just horror.
It's beautiful. Basically, there's enough moisture in the air that it created a white coating of frost on all the trees and shrubs.
Oh, yeah.
Spectacular.
And then now the sun is shining,
Yes.
and it's like diamonds.
Yeah.
It's like millions
Sparkles.
of diamonds.
All the
sparkling.
elementals are out there having a heyday.
Yeah.
Playing in the sparkles because they like the sparkles.
Oh, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do this anyways.
Why?
Because remember I told you I don't have the Facebook app downloaded on my new phone.
Oh,
So then when somebody's live, it won't let me do it.
no.
So
Alrighty then.
okay,
So we don't know who's live with us
yeah,
today.
so if somebody's there,
So,
hello.
Good morning.
We'll-
Thank you.
And we'll make comments later, I guess. Okay, so I'm putting that away.
Yeah, there you go.
Whatever.
So Anita pulled a card because she's, hasn't been in my office for a while. So she
Yeah.
grabbed a deck that was sitting over there and she pulled a card this morning already.
Mhm.
So why don't you share with everybody about that card?
Well, and it's from a, what's it called? The Secret Language of Light. And so interesting, there came up the Yin Yang symbol, and it says nothing has gone wrong. And, the Yin Yang symbol is probably one of the oldest, most recognized symbols in the world, next to
Absolutely.
Coca-Cola.
I think Nike and Amazon are getting up there too. But
Well, I think Yin Yang is first and then Coca-Cola is underneath there. But anyway, so it's like, it doesn't matter what language you speak, what
Yes.
country you live in, people recognize and know that this is the Yin Yang, and they might not call it that, but they recognize that it's all about balance, and that there happen, in the universe, there's 2 forces. There's the feminine force and the masculine force, the energies. And really, the Yin Yang is really about it's really so much depth to it, but it is about our existence, because you think about how we were created. We were created by the joining of the masculine and the feminine force, and then they created another one, but together, so it has so many. And you know what, Cheryl, you wrote an amazing article about the Yin Yang. Was it last year or the year
it was
before?
last year.
Is
yes.
it on your website, our
Yes.
website?
I think it's on both.
What's
It was for
yeah.
the Shark Women magazine.
Mhm.
What was it called? Romancing the Yin Yang.
Oh,
I think is what it was
right.
called.
Yeah, and it was really good. So really good insight. Go over there, check it out. Feng Shui with Anita and Cheryl.com or Cheryl V.
Feng Shui with Cheryl V.
Feng Shui with Cheryl
Yeah.
V.com.
So one thing, because it keeps coming into my ears, I keep hearing it. So the S curve, or we call it an S curve, the in between, that is called the Wu Wei, and there is literally an entire lifestyle.
Yes.
The Wu Wei lifestyle, which is all about finding that balance in the middle, and that's what that article.
Right.
The article is based on.
Right, the Wu Wei,
Yeah.
the Wu Wei, just being in the moment, just being present.
Exactly. It's not
And-
worrying about the past, and it's certainly not worrying about the future.
Yeah.
It's being right here, right now, and you're with us right
Yeah.
here, right now.
So it's the Wu way, not the Wong way.
Which is actually a street name here in Red Deer.
It is. Cheryl didn't know that until what, last week or the week before?
Long Avenue.
It's called Wong Avenue. So you're going the wrong way. Like,
Hang on to that for a
who
second.
does that?
So you know what? I'm not going to pull another card because
Okay.
we've started with this one.
Yeah.
And it's just come to me. So the card that did fly out was secondary entrances, card number 41. Let's talk about secondary entrances and the yin yang.
Okay.
And how we can, for those people, a secondary entrance is not the main entrance into your house. So the entrance that's not associated. Now, 95% of homes in North America anyway have a secondary entrance because for fire codes and things like that. I'm not saying 100% because I'm sure there's some rule breakers out there. But the purpose of it originally was so that there was an exit in case of emergency. So fire exit, things along that line. So the secondary entrance for a lot of people is the garage.
Yeah.
But it becomes their main entrance. They use it all the time instead of the actual main entrance, which is associated to the bagua of the house, the house address.
Yeah.
So let's talk about creating some balance. I like that the yin yang came up in the secondary entrance because more and more people will park in the garage, grab their stuff and come in. And I haven't seen a whole lot of really nice secondary entrances.
No, it's usually, and so again, it's like, what are you greeted with when you drive in? Hopefully you can drive in your garage. A lot of people can't.
That's a different conversation.
And so what are you greeted with? Because just like in our home, when you come through the front entrance, you want to be greeted with something that says, oh, this is beautiful, welcome, come on in, you know, that good chi. And so again, a lot of times we have a tendency, because we have been programmed as a society, to put other people before us. And so it's, you know, it's like, yeah, we got to have the front entrance, you know, this looks great. But then when you come, you know, when I come into the house, you know, there's a lot of people come into a laundry room or, you know, piles of stuff. And so in that few moments that it takes to get from your car inside your house, how does your energy shift? How does it make you feel? Do you feel like, oh, F Feng Shui?
Well, you can be greeted by work, for starters, for many people. So the laundry room, doing laundry is not a lot of people's favorite thing. So if they come in and they're greeted with the laundry room and piles of laundry, some started, some not finished, some in the middle, and it's a catch-all area because the coats are there and it's a tight area, and it's like, you don't really want to come home all that bad. That's not a great greeting. And it makes me think, and this could be off on a totally different tangent because you mentioned it and I'm just going to play with it. The front entrance we've done beautifully, and it's for guests and it's nice, and that's the feminine. And then we've got the yang energy of the laundry room and work. But we can still find some beautiful balance in there because your home should be greeting you.
And, you know, I think something that we have heard repeatedly working with our clients and our students too is that the garage, typically that's the domain of the yang person in the relationship, the male energy. And so a lot of the women will go, oh, well, that's his domain. And then vice versa, the man will then give the house kind of control of the house over to the woman to say, oh, well, you know, you decorate, you do whatever, you know, you do whatever. And so there isn't that commonality of making those kind of decisions together. But yet it's interesting because both people will respond automatically, and their autonomic nervous system will respond to the environment, to the cues or what they're receiving visually from their environments. Yeah, so it is quite interesting. My husband, you know, I love him dearly, and he keeps the garage beautifully organized so that I can park my car. And yeah. And then, you know what?
Garage as
And
well.
in return, together, we actually created this whole wall in our garage. And we have some framed pictures that are work related
Mhm.
that have deep meaning for him, right? And that gives him a great sense of pride and joy and all that. And so, we put this wall of fame
Mhm.
in the garage, and it was easy to do. But again, quite often, what happens is those utilitarian rooms, like the
Yes.
garage, like the laundry room, like the storage area, we don't treat them as an extension, and give them the beauty,
Mhm.
give him, the comfort, the peace of mind,
The love.
the love. And you know what? Everything is energy.
Absolutely.
It's all connected.
We're all connected.
Ooh, it's all one. It's
And nothing is
all
wrong.
one.
Nothing is wrong.
And nothing
It's
is
shifting
wrong.
awareness, right?
Yeah.
It's becoming aware. And that's the whole point of us wearing
Mhm.
we're the cupcake girls today. That's the whole point of the glasses, is so that we hopefully inspire you to look at your environment through your feng shui eyes. So it's taking off what we're so accustomed to
Mhm.
and looking at things differently,
Mhm.
looking at it from a different perspective through your feng shui eyes.
Mhm.
So ways that people could enhance a
Mhm.
secondary entrance. Anita just gave a great
Mhm.
example. Decorate it.
Yeah.
Decorate it. Make it a joy when you drive into your garage and let's ask a question here, and you can type in your responses and we'll comment later
Mhm.
when we can do that. Would you rather drive into your garage and see a collection of framed art that have deep meaning to you, or bags of garbage and pop cans?
Mhm. Or, stacks of boxes and totes and things like that, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
pretty easy decision, I'm guessing.
Interesting. I shared a story because I wrote that article. What did I do? Ignite Love for Romance. And, I remembered a story of when I was traveling and I sat next to a gentleman, and he had a triple car garage that was full of stuff. And his wife kept asking him, to please clean it out because, when you live here, and especially they're living in northern Alberta, it gets freaking cold.
Yeah.
There's another F word. And she
Yes, it
was
is.
not able to park her car.
And they have a
in the
3-car garage.
A 3-car garage. And she was, busy working, 3 young children, and then their sports and school and all that stuff. So,
On the go.
having to be going all the time. And so what an inconvenience for that woman to not be able to park her car in the garage, especially in the winter months.
Yeah.
And so I said to him, this nice, young, good looking gentleman, I just came right out and said, how's your sex life? Because I don't think it's very good. Because here's the thing, women want to feel loved. And the very fact that she's been asking you to clean out the garage, to make some space for her car, and the fact that you haven't been doing that, then she's not feeling that you value that you value her. And so then now when you want to, get a little frisky, she's saying, I don't think so. Right. And so he was just having this big awareness around it. And he's just like, whoa. And then the other thing that he told me, and this part, I said, oh man, no wonder your sex life is not good. He was storing in his garage stuff of his friends. Yeah. So he was giving attention to the friend, the buddy. Oh yeah, I got a big garage. bring your stuff. Meanwhile, the wife couldn't park her car. I said, okay. So anyways, it was brilliant in the fact that, you know, the awareness came to
Yes.
him. He could really start to see by me helping him through the Feng Shui eyes that these energetic shifts needed to happen
Mhm.
in order for his relationship to shift.
Exactly. And it can be as simple as that. Another story with our friend Sandra, when we talked about the garage and pulling in her vehicle.
Mhm.
And their garage was fairly full, and on a shelf where she walked into the door was stacks, like it sounded like stacks and stacks of picture frames and things that her grandmother had done. Now, her grandmother was very dear to her heart. And these are they were the last things that she had of her grandmother's. However, she didn't hang them up because they weren't very good. So we said, what would your grandmother say if she knew you hung on to those?
Yep.
Her face shifted. And what did she say?
I think it was another F word.
It was another. What the are you keeping those for?
Yeah.
So what she did was she had a celebratory bonfire, and she blessed her grandmother and the memories that she had. And she released the frames and she released all of this stuff.
All the guilt.
All the guilt of letting things go and everything that was balled up in that package. Because there's always emotions. When we're hanging on to stuff, there's an emotion behind it.
Yep.
Within days or a week.
Oh, it was quick.
She wins a trip. She's like, what?
I think it was days.
I think it was days too.
Yeah.
Just that quickly. She wins. And when she looked at the Bagua, the garage,
it was her helpful
people in trouble.
Being in the right place at the right time, having the right gifts show up. Yeah.
Right. So there are so many synchronicities that are waiting to happen to you, for you, because nothing is happening to you. Everything happens for you to learn. If you're watching this, there's a message in here that you need to be open to receive. There's no finger pointing. Everything, nothing has gone wrong. Everything is perfectly right. And we're helping you find the balance, the Wu Wei.
The Wu Wei, not the Wong Wei.
Oh, you crack me up. All right, so let's talk. So this card is number 7.
Okay, number 7, spirituality. There we go.
And this card was 41, number 5.
Number 5, and so it's the change. And interesting, the symbol, you know, comes from the book of the I Ching, which is known as the book of changes, which recognizes that nothing in nature, nothing in the universe stays the same. It is not static. It is changing constantly. Energy is constantly moving, shifting, changing. And so if we as humans want to be part of that, we want to be in the Wu Wei, we want to be in the flow, then we also have to be willing to shift and change and just be willing to be open to embrace that change. And again, subconsciously, our programs, we fear change, you know, for whatever reason, but oh my gosh, there's so many beautiful gifts, you know, little cupcakes wrapped up in
change is going to happen regardless, people. So shift your perspective about the word. It's been a conversation in our house more than once. I'm not changing. I've always been this way. Well, I hate to break it to you. You're changing. Because if you stay the same, you're stagnant. It's like a body of water that isn't moving. Have you been around one of those? They're not that pleasant.
No.
And they're still changing because in the end, they're still evaporating. The muck is getting thicker. So microorganisms, it's still changing. It's just lost its flow. So you're going to change regardless. Why not instigate the change that you want?
Embrace it.
Embrace it. I like that word. And it's funny because the other day you were talking about excuse me, changing and nothing changes and things like that. And I happen to have Can you just reach over and grab that picture?
Mhm.
I happen to have been trying to figure out all this energy and stuff. And this is about
Oh,
the space
solar.
weather and solar flares.
Yeah.
And then we watched a documentary on the sun and what they're learning about the sun. You want to talk about constant change, people.
Mhm.
So even the things that are massive are constantly changing.
Mhm. Yeah, because just because you can't visually see all the little pieces of it, it doesn't mean that it's not
And
doing
that's
something.
It's what creates the
Yeah.
solar flares, right? And the solar flares come out in the wind,
Mhm.
and the cosmic debris comes out in that. And then it actually impacts the earth and our magnetic fields.
Because we have an electromagnetic field, that's how we're all
Absolutely.
connected. Oh, yeah. I mean, this stuff goes deep, people. It goes deep. And it's no wonder the yin yang is the most recognized
symbol.
Yeah.
It
So-
is so.
Mhm.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. We have fun doing this. Now, next week,
Oh, yeah. Next
we
week.
have some appointments on Friday, so we can't do Feng Shui Friday. And then I'm already booked with work on Thursday. So Wednesday morning,
Mhm. We will post it. We are going to do our Oracle card
Card, yeah.
reading because we usually do that the first Friday of the month. So we're going to do it Wednesday next week instead. We'll post the time and all of that if you want to have an Oracle card
Yeah.
reading.
put in the
And-
comments now or
Yep.
between now and Wednesday.
And then we'll do it live Wednesday, but then we'll also post the replay for Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But it'll be a replay Friday.
Okay.
So it'll be Feng Shui Wednesday.
Feng Shui Wednesday with Anita and Cheryl. Woo.
Learning to use multiple F words.
Yeah. Okay. Have a fabulous, fun Friday, everyone, and we'll get your freaky on next week.